Hi everybody, Joe Zim here with Joe Zim's JavaScript blog, doing yet another Backbone.js tutorial. Finally, we're getting to the app walkthrough, and here's our application that we're going to be building. It's zoomed in quite a bit for your aid. Over here on the left is a list of wines, and when you click on them, it brings up the details about one which are editable. You can save and delete it, or you can create your own new wine. Save that too. It was originally created by Christoph Konratz. I'm not sure if that's pronounced right, but close enough. I originally found it on the Adobe Developer Connection, but he actually wrote it first on his own blog, and I'll be putting this link in the description below the video. He has the entire project up on GitHub. He's got it in 4 parts. He had a 3-part series where he went through building it, and each of those pieces or parts has its own folder for the progress. And then he's got a final one that he did later when he decided to make some changes to make it better, just updates and stuff. I've gone through and made small edits myself, but nothing major. So first we're going to go over the structure. Right here, of course, is our CSS folder, which has our styles.css pre-built. You don't need to worry about that because we're JavaScript developers. And there's images, which is just all the different wine images. Here's the folder that we care about, the JavaScript folder. And here's libraries, Backbone, jQuery, and underscore, all required. And here we're going to put our own models. Right now it's empty. We'll be building those throughout the tutorials. We'll also be building these views throughout the tutorials. And we'll be having a little bit, the application main file will be in here too. Down here we have templates, which is also currently empty. It will be containing our template files for the HTML templates. Instead of writing them inline in the index.html file, we're going to be keeping them as separate files and using Ajax to pull them in. Here is the PHP backend. It's just the one file, but it uses the Slim framework to make it really easy to do the RESTful work. So first we're going to be doing this file, the HTML, index.html file. So first off, we need our standard HTML5. Pop that up with a little bit of Zen coding. We'll throw a little title in here. Backbone seller. We need to add a style sheet, so we'll throw that in right away. And now we need to get down into the body. So there are 3 sections on this document. There's the header, which only contains the new wine button for this application. Then there will be the sidebar, which contains a list of wines. And then there will be the content area, which when we first load it will contain just this little message. And then after we start messing around, it'll start bringing up the details over here. So first we're going to make the header, which is just a div under header, and we'll actually leave that empty, and we'll be filling that in later using a view. And div, we'll make the sidebar. We'll do the exact same thing as we are with the header, and leaving it empty and filling it in later. This, however, is going to be the content area, and that has actual default data to it. It's here. I'll copy this and copy and paste this from a different editor. It's just the heading and the paragraph that we see when we first load. That way, even if the JavaScript isn't working, we can see something. Just this. So yeah, that's all the content for the the HTML page. Now we need to actually bring in some scripts. So first we need to load in our jQuery. jQuery.1.7.1, which is just the version that was included with his examples. I know it's not the latest version right now. Oops. So I'll copy and paste that so that we can get this done a little faster. Then we need underscore. And of course we need Backbone. So that's all there is to the HTML file. Now what we need is we're going to start with our models. This is going to be the only JavaScript I'm showing you for this tutorial, but it's important. Yet very, very simple. So we're going to attach it to the window right away. Instead of declaring a var or whatever, we're just doing window.line so that we know it'll be global scope, because that's the way we want it right now. So of course we need to start off by extending Backbone's model. This is just going to contain the wine data, of course, which, as we saw, was pretty simple. It was just these few fields here. Is notes is just another field. The picture will also be included, but we don't have a way to create a new wine and add a picture into it, sadly. But it might show up in a later revision. So yeah, all we just need to do is store data, and we'll create some defaults for that, so that when we click on the new wine button, it will fill in some stuff for us. We're going to be putting all of these inside quotes, and all the keys are going to be inside quotes. Oh, I did spell that right. And it's going to be blank string. Grapes is going to be a blank string. We technically don't even need to fill in any of these defaults. It's just good to have, because at least I can leave this blank, but following the example we're going to do USA. But by adding in these defaults, the JSON, when we convert it to JSON object, it will at least have something, some data in it other than just an empty object, which will help us. I'm going to make this Wisconsin because that's where I'm from, even though we don't really make a whole lot of wine. Year. What we could do there is put a new date and just convert it to a year, but we'll just leave it like that. Description. And picture. So that's all the defaults. Now the only other thing that we really need to do is make it hook up to the backend. So all we need is URL root. And that will just be wines. And that's all there is to it. It's amazingly simple, yet the Backbone allows you to do so little while it does so much. So now we need, though, is a collection, because to render this entire list we need more than just one model. So we'll go back in here and implement the collection, which will actually be even easier than making the model. So of course we extend Backbone's collections. So we need to tell it what model to use. We'll just say wine. That's easy. And now all we need to do is use URL again, which goes to the same place. And that's it. That is all we need for our models and collections. Now let's save this to JavaScript models. We'll just call this wine model.js. We could technically do this in two separate files, make wine collection.js and wine model.js, but this collection is built off of the model, so it's good enough. So that wraps it up for this tutorial. I hope you learned a little bit. Right now there isn't a whole lot to learn until we keep moving on. So I hope you're looking forward to the next video where we'll start getting a little more in depth. So yeah, see you next time. Make sure you like and subscribe. And as always, God bless and happy coding.